Hello everybody at St. Joseph Church, all our parishioners here at the parish, all the kids over at the school. Today we're going to talk about Padre Pio. He was a saint who lived around World War I. He did amazing things. He had the stigmata. He was so holy that he bore the stigmata on his hands, which means he bled the same wounds that Jesus bled. Also, he was a holy man. He prayed unceasingly. He heard confessions constantly, and he prayed the rosary a lot. So let's go through his life. St. Padre Pio, who we see here, he entered the monastery of San Giovanni Rotondo at age 15. What a young age. But he spent most of his life behind those walls. And what did he do? He prayed, and he heard confessions. And people started to come to him because he bore the stigmata and had a beautiful outlook on spirituality when people went to confession to him. One day, he was drafted into the military, actually, because World War I was happening. First, 2 or 3 of his members in his community were drafted out to fight in the war. And then he had to step up and be the provincial of that monastery. But then more people came back from the government and said, we need more fighters, so they took him and drafted him into the military. Now he was in the medical support team. He was not fighting, but he kept getting sick. And because he was sick, he was sent back to the monastery. So there at the monastery, he began to exhibit the stigmata, which means the bleeding hands and bleeding feet of Jesus Christ. We see this in a few people throughout church history. We see the stigmata because these people are so holy, they're so in communion with God, that God allows them to share a portion of his suffering with them. Now, why does that make sense? Share a portion of suffering? You know, that's so nice of you, God, thank you. No, well, it's beautiful because through that, we can get to heaven. God also allowed the stigmata for Padre Pio to happen for non-believers, so that non-believers could come to believe and know Jesus Christ through miracles. But only those who are open-hearted could be truly convinced that this was a miraculous thing. So let's imitate Padre Pio in every way so that we can get to heaven and see Jesus Christ face to face as well.